Colton asked me the other day, I said, well, when did you start getting your epiphany? Well, my epiphany started coming around 2006. I said, oh my goodness. I just threw a lot of the stuff I knew and said, okay, now I need to relearn again. The North Dakota guys did some field plots, just like you did. We're going to look at Colton's field plots, but they were bigger. That growing season, they only had 1.8 inches, ladies and gentlemen. Now, keep in mind, North Dakota is less than 16 to 17-inch precip. It's about 30 miles south of Bismarck. They got less than 120 frost-free days. Let me give you a perspective. Okay? Now, this is what I learned. Nature is more collaborative than she is competitive. Nature is more collaborative than she's competitive. And what I mean by that is that there is more synergies, more collaboration going on than we've ever imagined. If she was more competitive than she is collaborative, we'd be dead. The system would not function. She is more collaborative. Yes, we do see competition. But if you look at competition as a whole, even competition is collaborative. Think about it. If we didn't have competition, we wouldn't have strength. We wouldn't have resilience in the system. Competition is needed. But our goal is to have collaboration work for us. You don't want, that's why I say when you do these cover crops, you don't want to just throw any kind of cover crop. You need to understand what you're doing with that cover. So here's where I really started changing the way I think of things. What they did is they had monoculture cover crops. Colton, remember the ones you did over there? They planted lupin, oilseed, pascha, purple, cowpea, and then this plot, and what we're going to see, a multi-species we're going to see out there, they threw all of it together. It's like the last plot says, hey, yeah, we got some extra seed, let's throw them all together. Now, the scale is pounds per acre. I got to make that. This is pounds per acre dry material. They weighed it, they dried it, and guess what happens? All of a sudden, when we threw them all together, it went from 14 to 15 to 4,785 pounds of dry matter. But to give you a visual before you ask you a question, let's look. This is the monoculture turnip. That's the way we should expect it to look with 1.8 inches. Oilseed radish, look the way it looks. Look at the multi-species cover crop. 1.8 inches, same plots, same soil, same drought. Why did that one produce 4,798 pounds, or 5 pounds, and the other ones produced 1,800 pounds? What's going on? Then I started realizing, you know what? I need to look more into the ecology literature. I need to start learning more about collaboration. Look at here. Monoculture, diversity. Wonder why our prairies and our forests can withstand the droughts. Look at the material here. Then when they went to a full rate, it dropped a little bit. What happened? Let's ask our professors here. What do you think, guys, happened? Do you think really competition, or did we run out of resources? Could have run out of resources, right? If we would have had more rain, do you think that would have been a drop? I don't know. I'll be the first one. I don't know. But it got me excited about the power of diversity. That I do know. Okay, Colton, you need to write this down. Students, anybody that... There's a book called Agroecology. I definitely recommend that book. It talks about intercropping, polycropping. These scientists have been doing this stuff for years. Cal Davis, Berkeley. My goodness. And I called Dr. Oteri. I said, how come you're not one of our speakers at our no-till conferences? How many have heard of squash beans, the Three Sisters, corn, squash, and beans? They've done research in Dr. Gleasman's book where they did it. They planted low-density monoculture corn, produced 1,150 kilograms. High-density monoculture, 1,230. But when the corn was crowded all together with the squash and beans, 1,720 kilograms per hectare.